So I met a wonderful lady. She was a Jungian analyst and a painter, and that's where it all started. She created a dream circle at that time in Brussels, and we would gather once a week, sharing dreams, sharing understanding, and little by little creating a community spirit. And so that I think that's there where I started the community at that time, not physically, but with the heart. And then little by little, through our dreams, came the real project, Los Portales, that a wonderful place in South Spain, and but it was always built through this dream work, actually. So that was really little by little we came to where we are right now. It's a rather old community now, with 3 generations, and that's that. I'm still amazed, because when I look back and I look at this young guy, I would never imagine that would be there right now in this place. It was not like something that was completely planned or organized. It was like really organic, listening to the co-creating, actually, all together with the community, with each of us, but also co-creating with the place and the land and the network. And step by step, when we look back, we see that it was really a very meaningful path, actually. And everything came at the moment that we needed it. So, for example, Sociocracy came to us like I think 7 or 8 years ago, and it was a perfect moment to help us to organize all the concrete part of Los Portales, and to bring more clarity, more empowerment, more transparency, and it was perfect at that moment. When you work with dreams, you work with a very deep part of yourself. It's like it's more than sharing a shower. You are even more naked when you share your dreams with other persons. So it meant that we create a very deep connection with other human beings, and we are. Because people say, "Oh, okay, so you are all the same kind of people." Not at all. We are very different. But what we share is this idea of we want to understand us better and to bring to the world all our possibilities, or the more we can. So each of us, that's the deal. And it's like climbing a mountain. We are like with a rope each other. So it started with just once a week, and then we decided also with the dreams, we decided to share more of your daily life, because we thought that it would be a very good exercise to actually interact to each other, so that more things would come up. So that was the first step, and then we had this project in Los Portales, because we wanted to have a place in the nature for our children. We want them to be educated in a nice place, to understand the earth. So we started with Los Portales. And then we understood that it wasn't just like also Portales was also one member more in the community. The land was also part of it, so we had to interact with the land. And what we understood with the relationship, when we are fighting with someone, we take back our part. Well, we were fighting with the land, with the stones, with the dryness, and it was like also like the same connection. And also we realized that by this interaction, the land was changing. We started to learn about key lines and how to keep the water into the land, to give it back to the land, so that it won't flow away. So we worked on that. We had beautiful small channels in the land, and last year we planted the trees all along those channels. So it means that what was some land, dry land, we saw nothing. No, it's like we can see the lines it's beautiful, that part, for one part. And then also we've got all this idea of how to not to change it, but to help it develop, because for example, the land also has its own process, and we try to help those processes not to go. We don't try to say, okay, we want this. No, we try to see, what do you want, and how can we help you? And so we need this, and how can we make it with you? So we've got, for example, in Sociocracy, we've got agriculture circle about the garden and the animals, but also we've got another circle. It's about the land, how to help and how to take care of the land, and there are different circles, because it's very important. It's not the same, exactly the same goal. The main process is called individuation. It means bring in your consciousness and your life all your potential. That's really the main goal, and the only way to do it is, right, to connect yourself with something higher. So, and it's also a process of self-empowerment. I mean, it's not taking power against the other. It's more taking your part, yours, to be responsible of what you are, really, and also empower yourself. And Sociocracy, it's a tool that brings that to light, because it means that you have to be, you have to respect equivalences in between, among each other, and also we have to sometimes to bring an objection, or to bring your voice. It's very important to bring your voice, because the question is, who is talking? Which voice is talking in the circle? Is it which part of my body is talking right now? So we understand that Sociocracy all by itself, it's not enough, because we still can be manipulated by. We've got to put order in our inner circle before talking in the outer circle. So for me, with this, all this dream work and the work on the shadow work that we are dealing every day, it brings more clarity, because sometimes in the circle we can say, oh, what's happening here? That's not exactly, it's not for the best of all, or it's not, it's more like psychological content more than practical content that we are dealing with. So we realize that the Sociocracy, we thought the other part, it's not perfect. It can bring conflict. It can bring it won't be the perfect paradise with Sociocracy alone. No, and also that's why in Portales we're still working. We've got of course all these circle meetings and all this structure, but at the same time we keep with the dream work and the shadow work. With we've got a weekly meeting all together. We've got small groups when we share our dreams, and we've got also what we call a deep listening, where we share one-to-one. Yeah. So it's very important to keep this, because if there is not that part, well, those voices that are not listened to or dealt with will express in the day-to-day life. We are all different. Some will yell, some other will keep silent. Okay, whatever you want. I think that's not the best way, but whatever you want. I prefer to have a nice atmosphere than have a fight, because I see something but I don't want to fight for it. So, for example, Sociocracy, what it brought, it's like a safe space where we could be silent and listen to all those voices. And so little by little, people start to understand that it's their responsibility to bring those voices. If they feel that it's very important for the project, okay, say it. That's because before it was more like okay, you want it, okay, no problem, you can do it. It was more like this, and it's still, because it's a process, of course. But for us it came, and also because we don't want, for example, I don't want to discuss about kitchen or about the carrots. But I want to talk about electricity or about website. I mean, we are specialized, and we don't. It was very difficult to make decisions about that because there were no a real structure. With Sociocracy, it's easy. No, we've got this gardening circle. We've got this kitchen circle. We've got this. A communication circle. I've got this also technical circle. So it's clear, and it's a lot easier to work with. To be able to accept what will come, conflict, and to be ready to deal with the conflict as a two-person talking about that and say, okay, we had a problem, but okay, what was behind this? You are just a reflection of if I'm angry because you are a reflection of something that I don't want to take back, all that process. And because we had a lot of conflicts and we still have, and some person, myself for example, are more conflict creator than other, but also there is this how do you say, engagement to say, okay, I will work on it, and I will keep the contact with the other person, and that's for me the most important. And also to have clarity about what we want the project to be, because it's whenever, for example, in a relationship is the same. We have an idea for what we want, and we think that the other person has the same idea, and then little by little we realize that no, it's not exactly the same. So in the community is the same. We have also to work on what is really the core of our relationship. More than, I think that's when we go to that, whatever concrete problem will be solved, because it's not the most important. And I was talking yesterday with a new community, and they were trying to create. So they had a full list of things that they want people bring into the community. Come on, they have to compromise. No, not compromise. They have to. How do you say that? To fully be part of it, they have to have a deep understanding of themselves. It was a long list, and they have to sign it. And I said, "Do you think that just by signing it, it will be enough?" I mean, it's a life work. That list is a life work, so you cannot expect people coming to the community with all that part completely resolved, and that's it. So. And what we realize in Los Portales, it's that what is most important, it's not creating a community, it's bringing a community spirit. And the glue is the more important part. And what we were telling me just before, connecting with people, the social relation, that's the glue, that's the human part. Like we need, in alchemia, they have this idea of creating a safe space for all the processes to be held inside, and then after it opened. But first, it's really important to have this. And yeah, I would say that it's important also to bring that, not to be completely open to the outside. I mean, open to the outside. I mean, to be more focused on what's happening inside at the beginning. Because I think that will bring strength in the future. We thought that if we were a nice little project in Andalusia, all by ourselves, living happy, and and that was fantastic. And then the world said, "Come on, boys, that's not the way it works." So we started to connect with the Spanish network. And for us, it was like a bam, because we say, okay, we'll be a part of the RIE, the Spanish network. And 6 months later, we had like 500 people gathering in our community, because we had host the the summer gathering, and it was like a big shock, because we were like, we are happy all by ourselves, then to, oh my God, we opened the door and then it was like a rush of people. But realize that we had to, it was like the world saying to us, you have to be in contact with others, you have to exchange, you have to bring what you learn, you have to bring it outside. So with the RIE, we started working, and I was that's where I learned about Sociocracy, because I was there in a meeting, and they were like Sociocratic elections, and I was elected as the general coordinator of the RIE. And I say, oh my God, what's that? Because I was there like just a visitor. And then suddenly I say, and I thought it was so beautiful, the process that I started to learn and to learn Sociocracy and to be an expert on that. And then through the RIE, I came to the Gen, because it was like, as you say, a puzzle. You start with a small piece, and then, oh my God, there are other pieces. So there are other national networks, and there's the Gen. And it was so great to when you are all alone by yourself, you say, okay, I'm okay by myself. It's fantastic. And then you realize that other people are by themselves doing not exactly the same, but going to the same direction. And you say, oh my God, I'm not alone. Great. So, and we start to talk and realize that we had the same problems and not the same solutions, but that we would face conflicts, or we would face the garden problem, and just to exchange and talk. It was like, it was a big for me it's a big family. I'm more in the emotional level. So whenever there's a gathering, I see people. It's like brothers and sisters, and it's so nice to share and to see them back. So that was for me, the Gen was really that's where in a summer gathering, normally that's where we understand what Gen is, because we meet. It's not on the Zoom. We meet people, we talk to them, we have a beer or we have a wine with them, we exchange our personal problems or what happened, and also about because the community is like also, or the project is like also a family. So it's great. And also realize that through Gen we were able to have an impact, because of this idea of everything that we learn in little pieces of land, and trying to do something different. When we're together, we could say, look, our voice matters. We can bring not, I would say, yes, solution. We can bring different ways of dealing with the problems. We can bring experience, because we've been there for like sometimes 40 years, so we know what we are talking about. And Jen also is like and after that we got Ecovillage also. Ecovillage for me it's a little bit different, because it's like a network of networks, and it's difficult to have this family sense. In Gen Europe, we still have it, but also we have contact. I think for me, a network are persons. It's not concepts. Those are persons, and I'm very. I was elected in the council 2 years ago, and so I'm working with other council members, but we are persons, so we try also to connect and to bring the human part, and all that part in the structure. We try to bring what's outside inside, and vice versa. I mean, it's very important. But also for them, just to know that we are not alone. I remember in the 80s, I was talking with my analyst, and I was saying to her, "Are we alone doing this? All this project of dreamwork, community, having a different way to live, or to feel the relationship." And she was telling me, no, there is a lot of other projects all around the world, but it's not the moment. Right now we are building it. And each project is building its own project. And before we can connect, we have to be first already build it. You cannot create a network without so wait, you'll see. And I remember, because when the first time I met with the RIE and then with the Gen, I remember what she said, and I said, she was right. Because when we met another community in Germany that is also like 40 years old, with all these members and the project, and see, So we were working at the same time in different points, and we didn't know each other. So that was this. And now it's the moment to connect. So when I say that, really, each things come in its moment, and but we have to work with that. It's not just not waiting for it. We have to be aware and put the energy. It's like jumping in the train. The train is passing, not before, not after, but we have to jump in the train at that moment, and then we can travel. Right now, I'm in a very special moment. I think it's the moment like when I started when I was 20. When I was 40, I was like, oh my God, we've got to do a lot of things. And now I'm more in the it's moment to harvest and to pass on. And it's a very challenging and strange moment for me because yeah, that's moment I understand because when I saw my father at that time and say, oh my God, what's happening to him? But no, yeah, that's for me what's motivating me is to see that it will go on after, and also and maybe it won't be like I thought it would be, and it doesn't matter because the most important is that that other people will co-create and will build things, and will work on to be better and a more complete persons the way they have to do. So that's a part, and also just to be able to understand where I have to be on my on the right place. When we started the project, we thought that it would be for our children, right? And then they went away. Oh my God! Sorry, it's fantastic, we love it, but no, it's not for us. So they went away, but they brought their children. So every summer we got a grandchildren camp in Los Portales. It's amazing, it's great. But we were like, during a moment, oh my God, what is it for? Because if we don't pass it through to the next generation, what is it for? I mean, it's useless. And then Neus started to work with European volunteers, this project. And so it's been like, I've seen, I don't remember, maybe 6 or 7 years that we've got young people from all around Europe coming for 6 months or 1 year. And we realized that those are our children, actually, because they come and in 1 year it's impossible to stay completely come on, yeah, they will receive a lot of information. They will change. They will have understanding. Almost all of them, or sometimes no, but it's a process. And one day, for example, last week, 2 of them that were 2 years ago came back they had holidays and they came back because they wanted to work with us. And it was, oh my God, it's really, we brought a seed in each one of them. And we know that they are children and they will go away, but they know that they tell us it's possible. Now we know that it's possible. We saw it. We can make it. So for us, that was that's a really nice. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because we have like 12 volunteers, and it's like Neus was telling me, it's like a family. My God, it's like they come like we have to deal with them. They want things, they bring things, but also they want things. But it's so great to see that after that, when they go away, and some of them stayed. We had new members because one of them told us, I don't want to leave, I want to stay. What I have to do to stay here. So I think that's also a way to open, because also that was, and sometimes you say, why did you accept volunteers? Oh my God. But then we've got that part, people writing to us or saying, oh my God, thanks to you now I've got a clear vision of what I want to do with my life. And it's such a gift. Thank you so much. And okay, so I think that's the part of how to transmit. I would be excited to talk about to go deeper about how to bring sociocracy to a project, how to bring it like I would say deep sociocracy, not just the basic tools, but how to bring more consciousness into sociocracy, like also listening to all the processes behind. So there is a movement called deep democracy, but I like to say deep sociocracy because I think I like this idea. So that would be the main thing I would like to bring. And also, if they want to talk about my personal path with the dreamwork and how I would be delighted to talk about that too, of course.